Today, already announced, today's subject is a popular subject, that is universal message of Swami Vivekananda. And don't think that all of a sudden Swami Vivekananda came to the West, particularly in US, and delivered lectures, particularly in the Parliament of Religions, happened to be in the year 1893, 11 September. If you read carefully, then you'll find that Sri Ramakrishna knew that Narendra, his illustrious disciple, Swami Vivekananda, will have to preach the wonderful ideas of Vedanta. That is why he said in Bengali, Naren lok sikhe debe, ghare duare haat debe. What does it mean? Naren will be the world teacher, and Naren will preach unto the mankind, not only in India, but outside India. And dear friends, it had come true in the year they came to the West, particularly America, and delivered lectures in the Parliament of Religions. Parliament of Religions in those days was to prove Christianity the superior religion, not other religion. But after appearance of Swami Vivekananda in the Parliament of Religions in Chicago, proved that Christianity is not superior religion, all religions are true, and all religions are paths to leading to the same goal. There is no question of superiority or inferiority, because these are the paths, and Sri Ramakrishna, the Guru of Swami Vivekananda, already has explained and practiced in his life that Jato Mat Tato Pat in Bengali. His wonderful discovery. Not only has said simply saying, but he has practiced it. Jato Mat Tato Pat. That means as many paths, so many faiths. Or as many faiths, so many paths. Each religion, each faith is nothing but leading to the same goal. And it's a wonderful idea Swami Vivekananda expressed in the Parliament of Religions. And really we wondered that Swamiji was unwanted, uninvited, anyhow he could attend the Parliament of Religions, and it is a 5 minutes lecture in the opening session of Parliament of Religions. He shook the whole world. He gave new light, new hope, to not only to Americans, but the whole world. He has given new life and new hope. The people were in the dark. They did not know the wonderful message of Vedanta, life-giving, strengthening message of Vedanta. What to speak of America, even here in India, though our saints and seers, they experimented this noble idea of Vedanta in their life, but it was only confined within the monastery or in the forest or in some caves in those days. Swami Vivekananda is the first person who brought out this Vedanta philosophy to the people at large. That is why the Parliament of Religions, after I think many lectures he gave, and he explained and exposed the strength of Vedanta to the people at large. All of you know about the Vedanta. What is Vedanta? What is Advaita Vedanta? And I'm afraid he has put some question to me, Abhinava Gupta's challenge to Shankaracharya. What is Advaita, Vedanta, Maya, this, that? Anyway, that doesn't matter. The thing is this, Advaita Vedanta or Vedanta. Vedanta, if you say in few words, in a very simple way, that Swami Vivekananda said and earlier Shankaracharya also has said. Shankaracharya also explained it in even in half of the sloka. Ardha slokena pravaktyami. Ardha sloka, the half verse, that is Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. It is very difficult to believe at first that Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya Jiva Brahmaiva na para. Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. Brahman alone is true. And everything is illusory. And then Jiva Brahmaiva na para. The Jiva, all beings, are nothing but not different from Brahman. It is very difficult to understand first. When first time I gave lecture somewhere in India, when I told about this, then somebody in the question answer session told me, Maharaj, you have become mad. Why I have become mad? Because everything is illusory. What you see around you, everything is illusory. Mithya, how it can be? I am perceiving it is existing. But dear friends, we have to understand it. All these things we see around us, whatever we perceive, it will not exist forever. That is the main point. It will not exist forever. After some time, it will go away. It will not exist. The building will not exist. You will not exist. You will not exist. At least the physical body will not exist. That is called Nitya and Anitya. Beautifully mentioned by Sri Ramakrishna himself in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Nitya and Anitya. What is Nitya? What will exist forever. God will exist. The truth will exist. Never it will cease to exist. Never. And Anitya, that is unreal. Which is unreal? Which does not exist forever. It is very clear, it is very nicely explained. Everything will not exist forever. All this Anitya, whatever we see around us. It is very interesting. And anyway, then Swami Vivekananda preached the idea of Vedanta, particularly in the West. Because Swami Vivekananda could realize that this idea of Vedanta will be appreciated in the West. Why? Because the Vedanta is beyond all boundaries. It is open to everything. Because of its openness, this Vedanta will be appreciated in the West. And Vedanta can withstand any kind of argument. Any kind of argument. You see, when Shankaracharya was explaining the Advaita Vedanta, there are many arguments with the great scholar of Buddhism in those days. And Shankaracharya defeated all the Pandits in those days. Nagarjuna and others, very scholarly, Pandit, Buddhism. He just defeated. And one thing more is Kumarila Bhatta. Who is Kumarila Bhatta? The great Karmakandi. Great Karmakandi in those days. And for several days, Shankaracharya had argument with him. Because that Bhatta did not believe in all these Vedanta and Advaita. He was Karmakandi. In Vedas you will find two parts, very important parts. One is Jnanakanda and is Karmakanda. All these rituals, whatever you see, just wearing the lamp, it comes under the purview of Karmakanda. And another part is there, it is very, very important. We can say the Upanishad. Upanishad is Jnanakanda of Vedas. And Shankaracharya defeated him. And that is why I am telling, you see, Vedanta can withstand any kind of challenge, can answer any kind of challenge, meet any kind of challenge posed by different times. And this Vedanta is very life-giving and strengthening. But unfortunately, we do not know, due to our ignorance, the strength of Vedanta. If we, when I tell Vedanta, anybody tell Vedanta, you get sometimes surprised. What is this? We are ignorant. You are all ignorant. You are not ignorant. You are so qualified, having degrees, diploma and post-graduation, working in different fields. So how you can be ignorant? Yes. In spiritual view of point, we are all ignorant until unless you know about God. You are ignorant. Again, I am coming to the Sri Ramakrishna, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. That is why I tell, everywhere I tell, you need not read all these scriptures and anything. You read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, everything you will find in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Veda, Vedanta, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Prasthanatraya, everything you will get in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Read it. That is what Swami Vivekananda used to say. Before reading these complicated scriptures, first you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Everything will become clear. So that is why I am telling Sri Ramakrishna, asking his, what is called, asking Master Masai, the recorder of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Mahendranath Gupta. Mahendranath Gupta, what he is asking? When God first visit, I think second or first visit, second visit. All of you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, first visit, second visit, third visit, fourth visit, so are there. And Sri Ramakrishna asking Master Masai, like Mahendranath Gupta, popularly known as M, you will find. What he is asking? That Mahendranath Gupta is asking, Acha, what is your wife? Tomari Bengali, Tomari Stri, come on, Aviddhamaya na Viddhamaya. Then the Master Masai, though learned, he was a professor of philosophy in some college in Calcutta. He thought, my wife is not learned, will not be learned because he has not read much. Oh, that is why he told Sri Ramakrishna, replied rather, so my wife is Aviddhamaya. Aviddhamaya, not learned so much, doesn't know anything. Then Sri Ramakrishna told, oh, your wife is Aviddhamaya, learned, not so learned, doesn't know scriptures, anything. And you are Viddhamaya. You are very learned and you know scripture, this, that, you have knowledge of God. Then he told very emphatically, Sri Ramakrishna, told Master Masai, listen, to know God, though he or she who knows God or have knowledge of God is jnani, is knowledgeable. And those who do not have knowledge of God, he or she is ignorant. Wonderful idea. She is ignorant. So why do we call the spiritual knowledge the highest knowledge? Why? Physics, chemistry, mathematics, astrophysics, this, that, all sorts of knowledge are there. But we say spiritual knowledge is the highest knowledge. Why? Why spiritual knowledge is called highest knowledge? Why not knowledge of physics, chemistry, astrophysics? That day I went to NASA, I wondered, my God, how astronauts could go there, moon, another planet. So, who will give answer? Why? The spiritual knowledge is called the highest knowledge, not physics, chemistry, mathematics, and astrophysics.
We can understand God, and we can understand self also.
Yes, to some extent you are correct. Because with the knowledge of physics, chemistry, mathematics, in one word we can say the mundane knowledge, you cannot go beyond the cycle of birth and death. That is, cannot go. You cannot go beyond the cycle of birth and death. Cannot get mukti, liberation. With the knowledge of physics, chemistry, mathematics, or one word we can say mundane knowledge. Cannot. Khandana bhava bandhana. Every day you sing. Khandana. Bhava bandhana. How to put end to this bondage. Bondage of what? Bondage of birth and death. In general parlance, we understand the liberation. Liberation means going beyond the cycle of birth and death. It is called liberation, mukti. And with this mundane knowledge, you cannot go beyond this cycle of mukti. Cycle of birth and death, which is called mukti or liberation. Only through spiritual knowledge you can go beyond this cycle of birth and death. With the spiritual knowledge, you can put end to this bondage, khandana. You can cut the bondage of birth and death, only with the spiritual knowledge. That is why the spiritual knowledge is called the highest knowledge. You understand? The highest knowledge. Sri Ramakrishna did not have any qualification. Marks are that nothing, zero. But they could realize the self only by this spiritual knowledge. Adhyatmik Gyan, jisko kehte hain. The spiritual knowledge. So, dear friends, this Vedanta we are talking about, the Vedanta, so people, this Swami Vivekananda, as I said, give new light and new hope to the mankind. And that is Vedanta. That is Swami Vivekananda said, further clarified, beautifully said, according to the need of the age, that is Vedanta means according to Swami Vivekananda, that each soul is a potentially divine. Goal is to manifest that divinity within. Once he said very beautifully, my ideas can be put into few words. His whole idea, whole thinking, thought can be put into few ideas. That is, preach unto the mankind their divinity. Wonderful. To preach unto the mankind their divinity. He preached everybody, the whole mankind, that you are divine. You are divine. As a human being, it is your duty to manifest the divinity within. What do you mean by manifestation of divinity within? That means Swami Vivekananda wanted to tell what he wanted to tell. That you must be aware of your strength. You must be aware of your immense possibilities hidden within you. You must be aware of what is called tremendous potential. You do not know your strength, you do not know your immense possibilities and potential. You do not know. Many of us do not know. I'd like to tell you this story. Either perhaps you know, this is out of cover. Anyway, now what the Surjita Vedic Tekruksha. Anyway, but you said that that is coming from the same. Anyway, leave it. Yeah, take it. Yes. Very good, thank you. You know the science. You know the science of spirituality, then you're more strong and strength. Yes. You say, then you must know your strength, your immense possibilities. I'd like to tell you the story. Perhaps you know this story. Lion and sheep. What is that story? Anybody can tell? What is the story? Very famous story. Swami Vivekananda used to say, in your scripture also it is said, lion and sheep.
There was a lion, he was...
No, just tell, yes.
He was brought up with a sheep and he used to make the sound of a sheep, and finally some fellow lion came and told him, you are not a sheep, you're not eating grass, you're a lion. He took him to a pond, and that's where he saw the reflection that, look, I am a lion and you are a lion, you don't look like them, so you're not a sheep. And so he said, now roar like a lion.
Yeah, but what happened, there's a group of sheep, the lioness attacked the group of sheep. While attacking, she gave a birth of baby lion and unfortunately passed away. And that baby lion grew and grew with the group of sheep. And naturally, the baby lion started bleating like sheep, started eating grass like sheep, and he has forgotten his innate nature. What is his innate nature? That he is not sheep but he is lion. But he has totally forgotten. And he become very healthy sheep. One day another lion attacked that group of sheep. And he observed that lion who attacked, that among the sheep there is a lion, he is running away with them. Then that lion caught hold of that sheep. Why you are running away? I am lion, you are also lion. Oh no, I am not lion, I am sheep. He said, no, come. And that lion took that baby lion or little young lion to the pool. And he just see the reflection. Then when that young lion saw the reflection in the water, on the water, then he's also lion and I'm also looking like lion. And then immediately he realized that he is not sheep, he is lion. He is lion. Dear friends, Swamiji came a Thakurma Swamiji, our saints and seers, just to tell us that you are lion, you are not sheep. You are lion, you are not sheep. You must know your innate nature. And what is your innate nature? Innate nature is, already it is declared by our saints and seers. Not only declared means they have experienced it and declared as like a scientist. Dear friends, our saints and seers are a spiritual scientist. They also discovered. And what is the biggest discovery on this earth? Not this rocket and all sorts of things. The biggest discovery, of course, in the field of spirituality, you can say, that is Jatra Jiva Tatra Siva. Jatra Jiva Tatra Siva. Not only that, our saints and seers declared, Sendanta Vishwe Amritasya Putra. Sendanta Vishwe. Listen, the whole world. What? You are children of immortal bliss. You are the children of immortal bliss. What a great discovery on this earth. Sinnantu Vishwe Amritasya Putra. Time to time our saints and seers experienced it and declare it and announce it, the same thing. Sivoham, Sivoham, Chidananda Rupa. You are Shiva. Sat Chitananda. Acknowledge your bliss. You are not tiny biological entity made of flesh, bone and blood. We think it your ignorance that we are tiny biological entity made of what's called made of flesh, bone and blood. These are only physical body. But behind this physical body, there is embodied soul. And that embodied soul is nothing but Atman. Nothing but Atman. This is Vedanta. This is wonderful message of Vedanta. You have not understand this. This is the message of Vedanta. And what did Swami Vivekananda did? Swami Vivekananda did this called practical Vedanta. Because till now also we are simply discussing and asking questions, this, that. Swami Vivekananda thought, why not? These lofty ideas of Vedanta, strengthening ideas of Vedanta, and we practice in our day-to-day life. Day-to-day life is called practical Vedanta. You are talking about the seva and all sorts of things. The serving humanity is nothing but our practical Vedanta. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna has given the beautiful dimension, beautiful technique of serving the mankind. What is that? Shiva Jnani Jiva Seva. That is serving God in man. Serving God in man. Swami Vivekananda said, service to man is service to God is his utterance, famous utterance. Service to man is service to God. Serve human being, seeing God, the very veritable manifestation of divinity within. This is called practical Vedanta. This is called practical Vedanta. And Swami Vivekananda has rightly put it, very rightly put it. You also know that why somebody is poor, somebody is rich, somebody is very learned, somebody is not very learned, somebody is white, somebody is black, somebody is tall, somebody is short. Why such differences? Why? What is the reason behind it? What is the reason behind it? Vedanta says that everybody is one and the same, everybody is divine, so you are all one and the same. Then you see these variants, see these differences, see these varieties. Why? Swami just put it very nicely. These differences are not of degree. Not of kind. The differences are of degree. Differences are of degree. That means there's a manifestation of divinity in somebody is more, in somebody is less. You are fortunate because manifestation of divinity is more within you. Unfortunately, who is not so learned, marginalized, unprivileged, the manifestation of divinity is what? Less. Try to understand it. It's a less. That is why we see the difference. Again, our saints and seers, their discoveries, again they say that unity in variety. Unity in variety, unity in diversity. There is a unity among these varieties, among these differences. What is that unity? You are hearing about the Vedanta. What is the unity? Unity is nothing but divinity. Unity is nothing but divinity. Dear friends, all of you have read Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna faced challenges in his life. And it is not very ordinary challenge. And if you read the Vishada Yoga, that first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that is despondency, Vishada, you will find there that Arjuna was totally broken, mentally at least. Arjuna was perspiring, Arjuna was just trembling. His mouth became dry. There is a hollow-pudation on his body. All these things happen to us also when we become nervous, when we become perturbed. You are an experienced person, I know. So Arjuna, it has happened with Arjuna also. And Arjuna is such a great soldier. Arjuna I have not seen defeat in his life. Arjuna is the best archer of his time. Such a great personality, Arjuna. Got nervous, perturbed, rejected, dejected. And in the end, Arjuna is telling, in Vishada Yoga you'll find, Arjuna is telling Bhagavan Krishna, his guide, friend and philosopher, that he will not fight. He will want to run away from the battlefield. Why? What has happened to Arjuna? Such a powerful person, soldier. Same thing happened to us also, most of us. This frustration. What is frustration? We often talk frustration, stress, mental depression. Why? All sorts of things happen. Kijanne. Sorry, I'm telling you. Why it happened? You also have experienced it. Don't say that you have not experienced. Everybody has experienced.
Attachment to those things.
Yes. When your desires are not fulfilled, then you get frustrated. Anybody get frustrated. Then he's saying, no, I am not keeping well. Her mind is running here and there. I am dejected, I am frustrated, I am strained and stressed. Main idea is, as you said very nicely, he told, that weakness comes that when desires are frustrated, and before desire comes attachment. You read Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. It is nicely mentioned. When you think about something, then you develop attachment for the subject. If you think, nowadays I see on the road, the Tesla car, new car like this. And many people are thinking of that Tesla car. How to get it, when I'll get it, how to cook it. When you're thinking of some object continuously, then you will develop attachment for that object. Kya hoga ki na hoga? Kinme na ki? You'll purchase like what?
I have one test. But my reasoning was different.
I see.
This was an American invention, and if we people do not support American invention, the inventor will sell it to China, and then we will buy it.
Cheaper.
So that's why I wanted to support.
You explain in your own way. But listen to me. First you thought of buying what is called Tesla car, isn't it?
Not a Tesla car.
No.
I wanted to find a car
No, whatever, just
that will serve my purpose.
no. Any car, no.
Yeah.
I'm just told about the Tesla car.
Yeah, that's
or any object,
yeah.
whether a car or this or that, so many things are there. If you think over it again and again that I must have that one, and you are thinking continuously, it will give rise to attachment.
Absolutely.
It gives rise to attachment.
Absolutely.
And from attachment comes moha, that delusion. Moha. What is moha? It's called about delusion. What is delusion? It is all the words of important words of Vedanta. What is moha? Delusion?
Not knowing right from wrong.
Yes, exactly. We have intellect. When our intellect get deluded, then your intellect will cease to function. You cannot discriminate what is wrong and what is right. Many times happen. Your intellect doesn't work, doesn't function. That is why you cannot take decision. What is good and what is bad. How in Mahabharata, how what is called Dhritarashtra was deluded. How much Dhritarashtra was deluded? You have read Mahabharata. How much deluded? Because of tremendous love or moha for his children, Dhritarashtra, everybody is telling, Bhagavan Krishna himself is telling, Vidura is telling, coming Maharaj, you just convince your son Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana and others to keep at least half of the kingdom. If not half, then 5 villages give it to what is called Pandavas. But Duryodhana was very adamant. No, nothing doing. What he said? Anybody knows?
I'll not give a like some
Suchagra Medini Adiva Pandavada. What is that? Suchagra Medini. And what to speak of 5 villages? I will not give the soil on the tip of the needle. This much soil I will not give to Pandavas. Who is telling? Duryodhana. That is a Bhagavan Krishna, Vidura, Mantri, Minister, again requesting again and again, what is called? Yudhishthira. I said, Dhritarashtra. Jay, you just convince your son, but he's helpless. Why is he helpless? Because he has too intense love for his son, and because of this intense love, his intellect was totally deluded. He couldn't take right decision. When Bhagavan Krishna is telling, he take some decision. Stop the war, otherwise there will be war. Everybody will be extinct in the war. That is called moha. That is called moha. When anybody's intellect is get deluded, then he or she cannot take right decision. So dear friends, Arjuna's intellect was totally deluded. Arjuna could not take decision whether he will fight or not fight. Then what Bhagavan Krishna did?
Brainwashed.
Brainwash. Brainwash is used for some other purpose. Brainwash means with negative thought, people people do brainwash. But this brainwash is not a good thing. Brainwash is a good thing. But Bhagavan Krishna, yes, if you tell the brainwashing, Bhagavan Krishna did brainwash with a positive thought. Generally we do brainwash with negative thought. Do you understand?
Not always.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. Mostly. So anyway, Bhagavan Krishna, as according to his words, Bhagavan Krishna did brainwashing with a positive thought. What is that positive thought? Nowadays a lot of discussions are going on. Positivity, negativity, all over the world. What is positive thought and positivity, and what is negative thought, negativity? Anybody?
You are not the doer.
Huh?
You are not the doer. That is the thought. God is the doer.
What is negative thought? Youngsters, they are very about this negative thought or positive thought. Dear friends, listen to Swami Vivekananda what he has said. He had said that positivity means which makes you strong and dynamic, which makes you vibrant. And negativity is simple thing. And negativity means, Swamiji is telling, the negativity is the thought or idea that weakens you physically, what is called intellectually and spiritually. That is called negativity, negative idea. And those who are sitting here, of course, you are exempted here because other young, little less age, I am telling how much you are disturbed by negative thought, isn't it? Negativity of the society, this, that, working place. How much you are disturbed? The negativity. Because you are not working, you are retired, so you are exempted, It's a fact, Anyway, একটু ঠাট্টা করছি রে না বাবা। So it's a negativity and positivity. So Bhagavan Krishna did the same thing. He just injected positivity into the brain or mind of Arjuna. The Arjuna who became totally broken mentally. And he wanted to run away from the battlefield. And 17 chapters, 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita and 700 slokas, Arjuna, Bhagavan Krishna told, explained. And after hearing the 700 verses, full of strength and courage, full of positivity, Arjuna declared, what? Nasta mohe siddhirlabdha tat prasadatma achyuta. O Achyuta, O Krishna, by your grace, by hearing you, my all negativity has gone, moha has gone. All negativity has gone, my moha has gone, my delusion has gone. I will do whatever he will tell. Karishe vachanamantava. So dear friends, you see, when Vedanta says the same thing, Vedanta speaks of the positivity, not negativity, always positivity. Swami Vivekananda was full of positivity. When Romain-Rolland, the famous Nobel laureate of France, asked Rabindranath Tagore, because I have heard a lot about India, but you are great poet Rabindranath, you tell me something about the culture, about the civilization, about the demography, about the geography. I want to know India. Rabindranath did not give big list. What Rabindranath written? Anybody can tell? But Rabindranath answered.
To know India, read Swami Vivekananda.
Yes. If you want to know India, read Swami Vivekananda. And last line is very important. In him, everything was positive, nothing was negative. Swami Vivekananda is full of positivity. And you should fill up your brain, head with that positive idea, positive thinking, positive emotion. Bhagavan Krishna did the same thing. And Arjuna has become so powerful. Karisye vachanam tava. Then he fought the war and he won the battle. So Vedanta speaks of positivity. You are that. We talk about Mahavakya. How many Mahavakyas are there?
4.
What are there?
Prajnanam Brahman,
Yes.
Ayamanam Brahman, Tathvamasi.
बस सब क्लैपिंग करो सब बोला इसका ले कर बोला जिसको उत्तर दिया. It is very good. I am very happy that you could say about the Mahavakyas. Tattamasi, thou art that. Thou art that. You can imagine. Vedanta says, thou art that. You are that. Tattamasi. You are that means you are that Brahman, you are that Atman. You are Shiva. You are Sachidananda. How it is strengthening, can you imagine? So words of Vedanta is so powerful. Words of Vedanta is very powerful. And by accepting the words of Vedanta, many people life, the great transformational changes have come. Changes have come. Swami Vivekananda's life, see, he is a Guru Bhai, Swami Premananda. Who is Premananda? You can tell here who is Premananda here. Yes, that is Premananda. So what Premananda is to say about Swami Vivekananda's powerful speech and all sorts of things. Premananda is to tell the what is called the strength of the words of Swami Vivekananda. If anybody is sleeping, after hearing the words, powerful words of Swami Vivekananda, that person stood. Stood. And the person who are standing after hearing the powerful words of Swami Vivekananda wanted to walk. And the persons who are walking after the hearing powerful words of Swami Vivekananda started running. That is the power of powerful words of Swami Vivekananda and the power of Vedanta, powerful words of Vedanta, powerful philosophy, the Vedanta philosophy. That is why Swami Vivekananda wanted to preach Vedanta in the West. Vedanta in the West. And he could succeed in preaching this Vedantic idea. This Vedantic idea. Somebody asked him, what? Somebody asked, Acha, he went to the West and he gave so many lectures, these, that, only Vedanta, these, that, all sorts of things. You didn't tell about anything about your Guru Sri Ramakrishna. Because Sri Ramakrishna, why Swami Vivekananda did not preach about his Guru? Guru is so powerful. Everything has run from his Guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. No. It will become personal. And Vedanta speaks everything impersonal. Try to understand it. Vedanta speaks everything impersonal. Swami Vivekananda is telling Vedanta there is no book, there are no scriptures, there are no personal God. Everything is impersonal in Vedanta. That is why Swami Vivekananda preached Vedanta. That is why he preached Vedanta. So dear friends, dear devotees, you just meditate on what is called when gods and goddesses, this, that, mantra and everything. Yes, you have to do that. But just meditate on these strengthening words of Vedanta. Definitely you will get a strength. Definitely you can bring about a change in your life. You will find a change in your personality. Change your personality. You see, no scriptures of other religion on this earth has said like Vedanta. So powerful Vedanta. So, this is the universal message of Vedanta. Universal message means this universal message of Vedanta is beyond any boundary. Any boundary. It transcends this, what is called cultural boundary, geographical boundary, religious boundary, all boundaries. It what is called transcends beyond boundaries. And there is a subject I am going to speak in San Francisco, big function is there in Vedantism. And good subject, Vedanta beyond boundaries. The ideas of Vedanta, teaching of Vedanta is not confined within any religion or geographic or demography, nothing, not confined. Not at all confined. Anybody can accept the idea of Vedanta, whether it's a Christian, whether a Hindu or Muslim or Jews or Buddhist. Anybody can accept this idea, take this idea, noble idea. Universal idea. That is what is called universal. No boundaries, no restriction. Anybody can come and anybody can experience it. So this is the Vedanta. That is why Swami Vivekananda preached Vedanta. And you see, you can speak about Vedanta, the Maya, this, that. The Maya has two powers. What is the two power of Maya?
Vikshepa power, avarana.
Avarana. Vikshepa means what? Distortion. And another power is avarana, veiling, covering. When you see from distance this little darkness, a rope is there. But from distance you see some snake is there. How do you see this? Because of this Maya, there is power, very powerful to things. That is, it has distorted your vision. And what is that? Vikshepa and avarana. He has covered, veiled. Means, though it is a rope, but you distance from, you see snake. So this is a wonderful power of Maya. So all sorts of things are very beautiful. This philosophy of Vedanta is very beautiful. You can think over it. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. And you see the life of Holy Trio here. They are Vedantin par excellence. Whether Sri Ramakrishna, whether Sarda and Swami Vivekananda. Vedantin par excellence. Par excellence. You see Sri Ramakrishna, wonderful. From outside we see it's a bhakti, full of bhakti. But inside it's full of jnana. Sankaracharya, just reverse. Outside full of jnana. Inside also there is a bhakti. Why? You said Sankaracharya was a jnani, is Advaitin. Yes, if you see the stotra, devotional poem of Sostra, you will see Annapurna Stotra. What a wonderful. So, if you want to enhance your inner strength, you think about Vedanta. Your what is called inner energy will increase. Of course, in the market now, I find earlier also some tablet or something so that you will increase your energy. That not a standard. It's a very temporary in nature, very temporary in nature. And insure kachchadanaki insure. Anyway, so this is the Vedanta. That is why Swami Vivekananda preached in nothing but Vedanta in the West. Vedanta in the West. So thank you very much. Yes. Now you take up your question and I care to that.
Come on.
Do you want me to ask, or do you want?
No, this is a question in my pocket.
Yeah.
I will answer.
Okay.
I'll try my best to give answer.
I did have a question though. Did you say the word is it mohi? Mohi or moha?
Moha, delusion. Delusion. You understand what is delusion?
Is that a root word that would be like maybe for mohini? Is it that sort of?
It's a moha, mohini is all right. You say don't say mohini, don't say mohini. They are mohini.
Yeah, I know.
Moha is a female gender. Is a mohini. Say mohini.
It's a derivative of moha.
Is mohini a good example of the desire through Maya, like you're speaking of, how strong it is?
What is that?
The desire that you were talking about, the focus, you think it go over and over and over again, and then you get diluted in Maya. You'd have these desires because you're thinking and thinking.
Thinking.
Is this like mohini, like the
Mohini, yes,
they can't
mohini.
stop thinking about it?
Because mohini, that I cannot tell openly, you know. If you're thinking of mohini,
Yeah.
then you will develop a weakness for mohini. You will develop attachment for mohini. It is
Yeah.
quite true.
Yeah.
So I cannot tell, in the meeting that you should not think of mohini.
I don't want to. I just was asking in general.
No, even-
But if
yes.
accidentally, then okay.
Yes, yes, that's true. Because not only in this mundane world, not only Moha and Mohini, there are so many things people hanker after, people think of. And as I said, we were thinking of anything. Thinking of when mobile phone came, that Apple, everybody was thinking of how to have a mobile phone, this iPhone, and people develop attachment for iPhone, and so it has become so strong that at any rate I must get a iPhone, made of American iPhone. So this is it creates attachment, and attachment brings moha. Suppose, you see, you are talking about the Mohini. Suppose anybody think of a girl, frankly speaking, and thinking, he develop attachment for that girl. And attachment brings moha. When from house in India, of course it happens here, maybe it may happen. Everybody is telling that you should not marry or should not have any relation with that girl because girl is having bad character. At that time, that boy or person will not listen to anybody. By hook or crook, you will like to have that girl. That means in that, because of so much of delusion, his buddhi, intellect ceases functioning. What is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. This is the powerful function of moha, delusion. Yes?
Maharaj.
No, you don't have the.
Okay. So in serving our families and taking care of our families, like I find my attachment, my family, and
Yes,
because I have
yes.
so much love for my family.
Yeah.
But as parents, we become very attached. But it's difficult because at the same time
Yes,
we
yes,
feel
yes,
this
yes.
purpose to love.
No, you
so
understand.
how do we do that?
Yes,
What
yeah,
is
how to do that.
that?
It's a very pertinent question and very common question. When you are working in the family, taking care of your children, your husband, and while serving them, a kind of attachment grows, and very strong attachment grows. So you are asking me how to work in the family, so that you may not have so much of attachment, isn't it? Yes. Sri Ramakrishna, again, there is something, again, you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. In the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, it is nicely said, of course this system is not here in America, but in other parts of the world, America and Europe, in India, because Swami Sri Ramakrishna born in India, and he was rampant, even if he is rampant, he is called maid servant. Maid servant, the lady working in the house, servant and maid servant. Servant now is gone, everything gone anyway. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, you have to be in the family, you have to serve them like a maid servant in rich man's house. What is that? That means in earlier days, there used to be maid servant in the rich house, rich man's house, rich family. That maid servant is to take care of everybody, particularly the boys and girls, kids. You are from which state? Andhra Pradesh. So state, he has to take care. But that maid servant know from her heart that though I am serving them, they are not my children. My children are in somewhere else, in the village house. In the village house, that concept you may not understand, but it is that house, burial house. So he does everything. He takes care of the children of his master so carefully, like his own children, but he knows very well that they are not my children.
Because they're God's.
Right?
Because they're God's children.
Is it? You will say?
God's children.
No,
No,
the
no,
thing is
no.
like, it's
Not God's children.
physically.
His own children are in some house in the village. Village ke khane ki bole downtown.
Village. So the maid servant has her own family, right?
No, I know, but how does that apply to me though?
Oh, he's saying this. Think of yourself as a maid servant, just like you would
So you
think
serve them,
that you
but
serve them with that little bit of detachment, that you
Uh-huh.
are taking care of them completely, but not being completely attached like your own kids, right?
Oh,
yeah.
You have to go away sometimes.
Yes. So, and if you ask the maid servant, people ask also, "American, get out. We need not have any kind of maid servant for anything." Then maid servant doesn't get nervous or doesn't get any kind of thing. Maid servant just tell, give me the money, the salary, I'll go away. So what I mean to say, that you have to be in the society, but you have to work like a maid servant without attachment. It is very difficult. 100% it is very difficult. It's not so easy. In the family, you will take care of your children without any attachment, and others also put question, without any attachment, you cannot serve your children also. So anyway, it is difficult. You see, the spiritual path is very difficult, not so easy. The spiritual path, how dangerous it is, how difficult it is, you know. In your scripture it is said, Kurasadhara Nishita Durattaya. In Upanishad it is called. Upanishad is called. That means practicing spirituality or observing this, what is called, religious life is like walking on the sharp edge of the razor. Can you imagine walking on the sharp edge of the razor? How difficult it is? How difficult it is. So spiritual path not so easy. And those Swamiji has said, everybody has said, they live the line with spirituality. Spirituality is meant for a selected person, frankly speaking. Not so easy. And you see, in Austin, here and there and nearby, how many people are there, young, old? How many come here? Very rare. You have come because you have little interest. That is why I have come. You want to have, you want to know about spirituality. You want to become spiritual. You are trying for that. That is why you have come. Otherwise, this path of spirituality is not meant for all. Why it's not meant for all? You tell me.
Why it's not meant for all?
Now why? I'm telling you why the path of spirituality is difficult, not so easy. Why?
Well, it depends on the person. To me, once it comes to me, if I desire, I want to be spiritual life, I can do that.
No, that's all right. Now what I'm telling you, why difficult it is. Yes, if you're very much interested, if you have a strong desire for spiritual life, definitely you may proceed in the spiritual life, progress in the spiritual life. That is a different issue. I'm saying why it is difficult.
Because it's a distract of mind, you know.
8 bonds of attachment cannot go. That's why difficult.
Why it is difficult, you know. The man who wants to become spiritual or religious, he is going against the current, common current. What generally people do? Generally people do eat, drink and be merry and go away from the world. This is the general tendency of the people. But when you want to become spiritual, then for you have to go against the current of the, or current tendency of the people. Current tendency of the people. That is why it is what is called difficult. So isn't it difficult? Yes, if you have a strong desire, then you You will try and you will be spiritual, that is all. So anyway, thank you, question. Bolo.
I really, not any question but a comment,
Yeah.
that the first thing that we need to have is Vishwas,
Yeah.
or faith. Not in any religion or anything, but in yourself. That yes, I can do it.
Yeah, that is self-confidence.
Right.
And that is why,
That's what we have lost.
yes, that is a lost, yes. That is why Swami Vivekananda is telling about the Vedanta, while telling Vedanta, what he told, you know? What he told? He told, infinite power is lying within you, you can do anything and everything. It is the words of self-confidence. Yes, have faith in yourself.
And-
Swami Vivekananda is telling, have faith in yourself first.
And the message is Uttisthata
Jagrata
Prapavani
Udata.
Don't
Rise way.
stop until you have attained.
Attain. That is
You
self-confidence.
deserve it,
Yeah.
you desire it, and don't stop
Right,
until
understood.
you have.
Until and unless you reach the goal. এটা তো খুব বেদান্ত self-confidence, yes. Without self-confidence you cannot do anything.
We have all lost faith in ourselves,
That is-
and that's the first thing that we need to do.
When Swami
Aham
Vivekananda,
devo natannosmi brahmaivaham na shokovat
yes.
satchidananda rupoham nitto mukto savavan. How many people,
Yes, can do
there
that,
are
yes.
thousands of people
Yes,
recite
that's what I'm
this
telling you,
every
know.
morning.
This spiritual path is not so easy, it's very difficult.
Right.
That is why I told you, it is difficult, it is not meant for all. But one thing I like to tell you, because I moved a lot, I interact with all section of people, and of course, whether they Western or Eastern or whatever it may be, now slowly, a trend is coming to become spiritual or attracted towards spirituality. Why, you know? Because in the present age is the age of consumerism, age of science and technology, and in this present age, people are not getting what's called peace of mind.
Right.
Having everything. You have got here, America and everywhere, he got everything, all amenities of life. In spite of having amenities of life, you are not happy.
There is no peace.
There is peace, and internally you are not happy. You are not happy. Internally you are not happy. Something, a void, something missing, something like that. So, you see, nowadays, you know better than me, you live in the Western society. Because I also moved a lot outside India and go here and there. They kind of, everybody is worrying that the youngsters, they are suffering from mental unwellness. It is called, now present a word, suffering from mental unwellness. They are suffering from, what is a little sugar coated, but suffering from mental disease. Mental depression. Mental depression is very worrying. It's worrying. They are having everything. All amenities of life. Everything is there. Anyhow, they are not getting peace, or they are not getting satisfaction in their job, in their this. So this is a very, very, very unhealthy situation, you must say. It's an unhealthy situation. That is why people want to become little spiritual, where they will get little peace. Yes.
Maharaj, you mentioned about 700 verses Sri Krishna taught Arjuna. Even after that, when Abhimanyu is gone,
Yeah.
he has to teach Shanti Gita.
Sorry, yes.
So, it's, even for Arjuna, it has become so tough to denounce in spite of hearing the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, what about householders like us?
Yes, that is what I'm telling you now. I am telling you, that is why I myself told you that the path of spirituality is not so easy. It is not path of roses, but it is the path of thorns. and not thorns and briars. Our scripture said it's difficult to walk on the sharp edge of the sword. Sharp edge. Very difficult, isn't it? This is Katham. That is why I am not discouraging. Don't think that Maharaj has told it is a very difficult path, is not to pursue it. No, that don't think I am not discouraging it. But I am telling the fact. Telling the fact. Yes?
How is Vedanta different from what Mahabharata says?
Who?
How is Vedanta different from what Mahabharata says?
Mahapatra.
Mahabharata.
You see, Vedanta, Vedanta, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra speaks in the same tone. They are not different. And what else can be better than Bhagavad Gita or the Ramayana? Ramayana and Mahabharata. Mahabharata is a part of Gita. Gita is a part of Mahabharata. Which parva? Which I am asking you.
Yes. So I remember when Maharaj said this, I remember one message which is Gita is summary of Upanishads and Vedas.
I told you, no?
And summary of Gita is Sri Ramakrishna, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna.
So anyway, there is no difference. One and the same. And they may explain differently from time to time. That is why it is said in our scriptures very beautifully. Truth is one. But sages call it by different names, explain it by different names. But truth is one, it cannot be 4, 5 or 6. Truth is one. But time to time, sages, the seer saints, they explain, they call it by different names. That's all. That's all. That's all. There cannot be any. Anything else? He has put me the question. Anybody? So read what's called read Bhagavad Gita. Read. You see, why I am telling you read Bhagavad Gita? I am telling you an incident, not a story. Swami Sarvalokanandaji, somebody you have not heard, is a great orator, Vedantin, and 13th president of our Ramakrishna order, Swami Sarvalokanandaji, great orator. I don't know how many 1,000 times he has visited the whole world, toured the whole world anyway. So he was invited by the then General Chief of the Army Staffs, Jayanta Chaudhary, in India. He was Chief of the Army Staff in India. And he was invited, Swamiji was sitting in his drawing room. And Swamiji saw on the table, Bhagavad Gita is lying there. Then Swami Ranganathan got curious, said, what is this? What is called? This general has nothing to do with, he just was thinking, why he is reading Bhagavad Gita? Though out of curiosity, he asked Swami Ranganathanji, Jayanta Chaudhary, do you read Bhagavad Gita? Yes. Every day before going to bed at night, I read Bhagavad Gita. Why? The Bhagavad Gita gives me strength. When I take any strategy, and it helps me, Bhagavad Gita helps me to take right strategy in the battlefield. This is Bhagavad Gita. And you read it. Hey, না কেন আমি ওর উচ্চারণটা বুঝতে পারবো না তো অ্যাকসেন্টিং করো না কেউ পড়ো না If somebody, you ask somebody to read. His handwriting is so beautiful, so clear. So you can, hey, puro.
ও বাঙালি না নবী
কে?
উনি বাঙালি মানুষ
জানি আনন্দ তো? হ্যাঁ আনন্দকে চিনি, I know. Many guys are Anand. Read it. Very, very clear handwriting, very clear. I must appreciate your handwriting.
Abhinava Gupta
Yeah.
challenged Shankaracharya and by proxy our Vedanta as Dvaita due to the inclusion of Maya, saying that only Shiva really exists as only or combined in Shakti. He claims this is actually Advaita. How can we argue this claim success?
Well, I tell you who will give answer. I'm asking you to give answer. No, yes, you can give what is there. My answer may not be correct also, what is there? We are not here examination hall, you will get some number on even just it is informal discussion, everyone tells.
Shakti is another part of same one of the second side of the same coin.
Yeah.
So it's one is dormant, the other one is in dynamic situation. And it points to Advaita Vedanta Brahman itself. So it's a snake and rope and snake example.
What I have understood from his question, that Abhinava, he was a great saint and mystic and philosopher. Mostly he used to stay in Kashmir, Abhinava. His philosophy, his strong philosophy. He challenged Shankaracharya's philosophy because while explaining Advaita Vedanta, Shankaracharya took the help of Maya, isn't it? Took the help of Maya, Mayavad. And if I understand, if I have understand you, your question, then Abhinava is telling that because my inclusion of Maya, it seems that Advaita have become Daita, isn't it? Yes, I understood it. And Abhinava's experience is telling that this Advaita means Shiva, isn't it? Shiva and Shakti, two identities there, Shiva and Shakti, because the Shakti is combined with the Shiva, that is, it is Advaita. There is a question?
Yeah.
Yes,
correct.
Yes. You see, many philosophers, Visishtadvaita and Dvaita and others also, Buddhist, what is called scholar also, they don't believe in Mayavad. But, that is I'm telling you, read the life of Sri Ramakrishna, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. You will get all the answer. And I would ask from that side. Acha, in Dakshineshwar, how many years did Sri Ramakrishna stayed in Dakshineshwar?
12.
Yes, like 12, you're right. And Sri Ramakrishna did varieties of spiritual sadhana. Dvaita, Advaita, Vishtadvaita, Tantrika, everything. And his guru came in the form of Totapuri. He was a great Advaiti. And Totapuri taught Sri Ramakrishna about Advaita Vedanta or Vedanta. And Totapuri took 40 years to understand or realize, experienced Advaita Vedanta. But his disciple, Sri Ramakrishna, was so powerful, he could did it within 3 days. Not only that, this our Advaita Vedanta Vedantin, Totapuriji, he never used to believe in Maya. he used to say in Hindi, Maya 3 kaal mein nahi hai. No Maya in 3 Yuga time. What happened? What great lesson he learned. One day, Totapurji had acute pain in the stomach. So acute, he cannot do anything. And at that time, there was a doctor, these are hospital where. So he thought, I cannot bear the excruciating pain, so I should commit suicide. Commit suicide means just to leave the body. How to leave the body? So he went near the Ganges. And he thought that he will go into the Ganges and he will dip in the deep water and there he will die. So he started going slowly into the Ganges. As he proceeded, water also become 2 parts. And from this end to that end of the Ganga, he crossed. But water also become 2 parts. Then what is this? Then coming back to Sri Ramakrishna, Ya kya Devi Maya hai? What is this Maya? And he admitted Maya. He admitted Maya. So, if Maya is there, you have to understand, you have to admit that Maya is there. Another thing is there, because it is Daita is telling, because Shiva and Shakti combined and it become Daita. Yes, Brahma and his power are not separable at all. Aveda, Brahma Shakti Aveda, Sri Ramakrishna is telling very beautifully. How to give you the example? How Brahma and Shakti is Aveda inseparable? Can you separate? You're very intelligent. Can you separate the fire from its burning capacity? Tell, you're all scientists here, IT and all this. You cannot make separation. Similarly, Maya, Brahma and Shakti is Aveda, inseparable. You cannot separate. As you cannot separate the Brahma and its power. There is a fire and its burning capacity. That is Bengali, it is said very nicely in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Agun ebong tar dahika shakti in Bengali. You cannot make separate. Cannot make separate. So this is
So it's descriptive more than actual.
Pardon?
It's more descriptive than actual. It's just saying there's the fire and there's the heat maybe. Those seem like 2 different things, but they're really, you can't have one without the other. So it's not really separate. It is one, but it just you can look at the difference. But
it look different,
yeah.
but it's a one.
Yeah.
As you said, it's combined with fire. The Shakti combined with the Shiva, Shiva and Shakti, 2 entities combined, and it become Advaita. It is inseparable. Though he said Brahman Shakti is different, the Brahman Shakti is not different. They are one and the same. They are not. They cannot be separated too. That Brahman Shakti, as you cannot separate the fire from its what is called burning capacity.
Yeah.
It is already inbuilt there. You cannot make it separate. This is the thing. You see, one thing I like to tell you. See, you read scripture, so many scriptures, this book, that book, they read. But ultimately, that person, a sadhaka, get confused. It is not my word. It is word of Sankaracharya. That is that word is there. That Bhaktajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam. The scriptures, huge scriptures. There is jugglery of words. It is Maharanyam, like a jungle, like a forest. And it creates confusion. Chitta, Brahma. It can get confusion. So if you read so many books, these, that, you cannot assimilate. And at the same time, your chitta will be confused. You'll be confused. So read some books. That is I'm telling you, read some books. You may read many books, but some particular books you should read. There is Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and if possible Bhagavad Gita and then some important Upanishads. Everything will become clear to you. Because our habit, you go to this book, that book, I know you do not read also the full book, I give you 100 pages and read. So, yes.
So go ahead, Maharaj.
Huh?
You can continue.
Finish.
Okay, I think it's